I can't believe I'm about to say this, viewers, but the best tactic from Football Manager 2020 returns, and it's just as good, if not even better. And for those of you who have been around the channel for a long time and know my good friend Ryan Cassidy, you know exactly what tactic I'm talking about. It's the Phantom Menace. Yes, welcome to the Omega Loot Gaming channel. I am smiling so much because I cannot believe that this tactic is returning for a second year in a row. It just is so good. I just don't quite understand how it does what it does. It just seems to just turn any team into one of the best teams in the world and their goal scorer into the best striker in the world. It's just very bizarre, viewers. Maybe not the best team in the world, but the striker-wise, you're going to score a lot of goals no matter who you have up front. It's very weird. And so I kind of stumbled upon this video accidentally. I've been doing player spotlights recently and I was just curious. I wanted to do a player spotlight, well, one of the seasons in the player spotlight with two players up top. I didn't really have a two-player formation that I could think of at the top of my head, so I just chucked the Phantom Menace in there. And then it just did incredible, and I thought, no way does this work. So I also tested it with two other teams, and yes way, it still works. So, viewers, without further ado, before we end up showing you this incredible tactic, make sure you smash a like on this video. If you want to download this tactic, you can head to my Discord. The link is down below and I'll pin it in the comments as well so that you can head to my Discord and download this tactic for free and just plug it straight in and see what you think about it, because maybe test it on your save it at a different file and then simulate it a season and just see how it does with your team, because although some people don't like to use other people's tactics, it just spurs on really weird results. And I am thinking about doing that video again where I plug in that tactic to all 20 teams in the Premier League and just seeing the carnage that it creates like it did last time. So yes, like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. When I'm recording this, we have over 70% of people who are watching the videos not subscribed. That needs to change, viewers. Get me to 10k, please. Help me along the way, and if you are one of the people who have subbed because of me saying this and helping me to 10k, let me know down in the comments so I can give you a nice little thank you. Right, so you've already seen this player spotlight, and if you haven't done so already, a little bit of a spoiler alert, I won't show you the player himself, I'll just show you the results of the team. So, we're in the future, viewers. We are in 2028. This is the final year that I actually tested this tactic, and Barcelona won the league with 96 points. Now, it's only Barcelona, of course, but Erling Haaland, obviously we know he's an elite striker, and on this game, he is just that. But he scored 60 league goals in 38 games. Like, I know he is one of the best strikers in the game, and I know Barcelona are one of the best teams in the game, but to still score 60 goals up front is incredible. And his strike partner also scored 30. So there's two up top. He scored 30, who the player spotlight is, by the way, so I'm not going to show you any more details on this save. But he scored 30 and Haaland scored 60, and they both assisted each other for like at least double figures. So it just baffles me how good this tactic really is. So we're going to show you the tactic using one of the other teams, and then we'll talk about how the rest of the teams have managed to do. So we're going to have a look at the other results of this tactic and have a look, dive more into the tactic itself, and then we'll go back and do an overview of said tactic and go and have a look at player instructions and everything that if you were to not download this but just copy this from the video, what you would need. So let's have a look at the second team and how they have done. The final one, by the way, stick around. The final one is just unreal. So we have a Celta Vigo team here, and in the first season, this is grounded now. We're back to just season number 1 stuff. We have Celta Vigo finishing in 6th place, viewers. 6th place, which they are predicted, I think, to finish mid-table. So we'll look, yeah, 10th place. So they finished 4 places above. Nothing too extraordinary, of course, but I think they've done really well here, and the tactic itself, it scores a lot of goals again. 41 goals this season for Iago Aspas. Let's see the profile, because Aspas had 36 league goals in 38 games in total. He played all 38, thankfully, and he scored alone 36. He had a strike partner as well. That man was Santi Mina, who also scored 25 goals, viewers. I mean, that's baffling how many goals they are scoring. Over 70 goals in a league campaign from just 2 players. Just 2 players. And just 2 strikers as well. So that's incredible. And Santi Mina also managed to pick up 13 assists. They've done really well. If we look at the stats here on the team overview, they scored the most goals by 8 against Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. By 8, viewers. You are going to concede a few, of course, because we are teams like Celta Vigo who aren't known for their built-up defence, but they do have a great strike force, and they've managed to score 96 goals in total. Only 6 of them were corners as well, so let's not ignore that. Only 6 of them were corners. But that's just insane. The last team we're going to look at is Newcastle. And Newcastle, with this tactic, viewers, no transfers, by the way. Didn't sign anyone. And I'll prove that to you. I'll prove that to you right now. All of these transfers already part of the squad at Newcastle at the start of the game. They finished in 4th place. 4th place. Callum Wilson with 43 goals as well. Where are they predicted to finish to begin with? 11th. And I think that's generous, to be honest. I think Villa, Southampton probably have better teams than Newcastle in this game. And they finished in Champions League football. Above Chelsea, above Arsenal, above Tottenham, above Wolves, above Everton. Leicester got relegated, by the way, which that's also quite bizarre. We'll ignore that. Stats, though. They scored the most goals again, 93 to Manchester United's 89. So they just keep scoring the most goals no matter what teams you are. And of course, Callum Wilson is a bit of a cheat code on this game, granted. But the other striker is Dwight Gale, and he also managed to score 17. And Dwight Gale's not good. He has some good attributes, but he's not good. So he also managed to score a lot of goals. And if we look at the squad itself, he scored 43 goals in 44 games and got 11 assists, Callum Wilson. That's quite remarkable, viewers. That is quite remarkable. 36 and 36 in the league, 9 assists in total. So, let's look into this tactic then, because I'm sure now if you haven't heard of the Phantom Menace before, you're going to want to know about it, and this is it. It is a 4-4-2 diamond formation, a diamond wide formation, viewers. And this is the team I picked and just left the centre-back, because the one centre-back I did pick, they actually loaned out. So Lejeune, they loaned out, which was a mistake. And they still managed to do really well throughout the season. So it didn't really matter. As you can see, 2 pressing forwards. They both have the same player instructions here. So if you want to take note of the player instructions. The attacking midfielder, which to be honest, was kind of redundant last year, is now making a big impact. 10 goals this season, Almiron. The wingers. And make sure if you do use this tactic, you have good backups for wingers. Because these guys... It's a very demanding role, the winger on attack in the right and left position. They're going to be up and down. They're going to be tired a lot. They might get injured a lot. You're going to need backups, okay? So please take my advice and make sure if you are using this tactic, you have at least decent backups on this left and right hand side. They are exactly the same. Cross aim for the centre, roam from position. The deep line playmaker is probably a weak spot here for Newcastle. They have a few players who can play that. No other instructions. We have 2 complete wing backs both on support. We have 1 ball playing defender on defence, 1 ball playing defender on stop, and we have a sweeper keeper on defend too. Now the mentality of this tactic is attacking, and we can see that it kind of works. when we do attack. Now, in possession, we are playing fairly wide, passing it into space, using the overlap and focusing the play down these right and left hand side, creating, of course, the overloads down the wings, which seem to really work in this year's match engine. Playing it out of defence to those wings. We are slightly more direct, but we're extremely high in the tempo. So when we get the ball, we are rushing to get the ball forward. We're also working the ball into the box, so it kind of contradicts that. But instead of shooting on sight, we're waiting for a good opportunity to shoot on sight. So once we get the ball up there, that's when they're taking their time to get their shot away. The only thing other that's ticked is run at defence. And if we do go into transition, we can see it is a gegenpress tactic, of course it is. Distributing the ball quickly to the flank. So we're getting the ball to those wingers as quick as we can through short kicks. Out of possession, we're using the offside trap, much higher line, much higher defensive line, forcing the opposition out wide, so we are becoming very narrow. We are using tighter marking, extremely urgent press and intensity as well, and preventing the goalkeeper from taking a short kick. Staying on feet though. Staying on feet, not creating any dangerous opportunities of getting red cards by constantly tackling the opposition. So we take a look at the analyst report here for Newcastle. We have some of the highest goals per game and XG per game, and shot percentage and shots per game is also higher than the average. We are lower on passing percentage, but which one would you rather be higher? We are conceding slightly more than the average throughout the Premier League average, and conceding more goals, well, XG per game as well. Scoring wise though, and if we open this up, we can see Newcastle are over here. We are aggressive and we are clinical. Now this is where you want to be, of course, because it kind of suggests that our conversion rate is slightly less, but we are here. Anyway, nonetheless, we're in the good one, aggressive and clinical. So with this tactic, it definitely helps. We have obviously a very good striker in Callum Wilson. Let's not ignore the fact that we have that. But there we go. Now the goals, 68 goals are coming from the penalty spot, 28 from the 6-yard box, 6 and 7 outside of the, well, just on the wings of the box, and 8 outside, 1 from within their own half. So that was an extraordinary goal. We can't see assists yet, and I don't know why that's kind of broken. From where it is. Yeah, obviously SI need to do an update, I guess. From crosses though, we're 16. 42 of the goals were from through passes. Opposition mistakes is 15. That's really high, which kind of suggests to me that the pressing that they're doing just really works. And if you want to, maybe when you pick your team and maybe you buy new players, think of your team as like a DNA. Use this tactic as like a DNA. You want players who have high stamina, natural fitness, and good work rate, maybe good teamwork too, because they're going to be doing a lot on this pitch. The press and intensity that you're making these players do, not only do you have to focus on them having technical ability, but there's no point in signing like a Mario Balotelli who's very lazy and not necessarily going to fit in your tactics. So think about that when you're signing these players. So there we have it then. There's not really much more that needs to be said about this tactic. It is just phenomenal. The Phantom Menace is phenomenal both on Football Manager 2020 and 2021. So I'm really happy that it kind of works, because it's nice that it kind of works, because it helped me. I just had a lot of enjoyment using that tactic in my Youth to Gold series and doing the experiments that I have done, and also hearing all of you guys enjoying your saves using this tactic. Now I know a lot of people like to build their own tactics, and that's completely fine, but there's also a lot of people who play this game who just enjoy picking the players and buying the players and that side of the game, and their tactics, they don't really mind what they use, and they don't mind plug and play tactics like this one. So if you're that type of person, this is the perfect tactic for you, because I dare say you'll have a lot of fun using this tactic, and your goal scorers will turn into incredible goal scorers, viewers. So that is the basis of the Phantom Menace. So massive thank you once again, Ryan Cassidy, for producing this tactic months later. It just seems like years because I just go on about it so often, maybe. But months and months later, the Phantom Menace is bringing us more joy on this version of Football Manager as well. So viewers, that brings this episode to a close. Make sure you'll follow me on Twitter. Make sure you are following my Twitch page. We have a brand new series coming up very soon, the Youth to Go. I mentioned it earlier, last year's version of Youth to Go was on YouTube. This year's version is going to be on Twitch with seasonal updates on YouTube. So twitch.tv/OmegaLukeGaming for that. At Omega Luke on Twitter. Make sure you follow me on there. And leave a like on this video if you can. That would be fantastic. Leave a comment down below if you enjoy the Phantom Menace. That's what I want to know from you. So thank you very much for watching, viewers. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.